It's funny you mentioned this. It just immediately takes me back. I was in Riyadh, I just mentioned to you, and someone took me. They're like, I want to show you old Riyadh, like the old Riyadh. I said, what do you mean by old Riyadh? They're like the Riyadh before 78, 79, before the Makkah was hijacked, right? I think it was 79, and that's when the Islamization movement started in Saudi as well.
Okay.
Anyway, so they took me to this one area, and they had these beautiful musical instruments like I've never seen before. In this entire market filled with these wooden instruments. They were like a tambourine, tabla. It looked like a sitar.
But it's a oud, huh?
It was exactly.
Yeah.
And so I asked them, I said, wait a second. I've grown up my entire life thinking that this was banned. And they sat there and they explained the history of how music was a big part of Saudi culture till before the 70s. They showed me cassettes. They showed me the music, and they said that all the mutarwas would come in and break their instruments when this whole very sort of hardcore Islamic movement started. And so the point being that it was a part of Saudi culture, which is sort of where Islam we all believe in Pakistan that that's they're the custodians of Islam. It was a part of their culture. Before this Islamic movement that took place in this entire region, which by the way happened, I would say it was not necessarily a Bhutto issue or a Zia issue. I think it was a U.S. in Afghanistan,
international politics,
Cold War, and we were just unfortunately the recipients of that, and we got affected.
Absolutely, you're absolutely.
But
right.
how do we? And so
But when you say that, I'd just like to add something to it. That it's, I don't kind of relate myself to Saudi culture at all, or even the present, what you were talking about, the historical stuff.
Right.
I relate myself to the subcontinental culture.
Which is very different.
Which is very different, yes. But which is a very dynamic mixture of the Southeast Asian culture, So you have elements of this Muslim culture in it, and you have elements of Hindu culture in it. You have elements of the local cultures. Most importantly, with the place that we are now living in, we're sitting in Karachi, and Karachi is part of Sindh. Look at the richness of the Sindhi culture from the time of the Indus Valley civilization at Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Bambor, thousands of years. And we even denied that. When I started dancing in those years, in the late 70s, and then people would say this has nothing to do with Pakistani culture, which they still do. Yes. No, the dance that I do.
Oh, the dance.
The dance that I do. Right. And then in 1992, I created a dance drama, a kind of a ballet, which is like a story through dance moves about Mohenjo-daro. And I link the past and the present. It starts with a young girl learning dance and her boyfriend coming in saying, look, I told you must not do this. I am going to break our engagement. And then his male friend comes, and he's very upset and all that. His male friend comes and says, let me take you away from here and we will think about. So he takes him on a journey down the river Indus. And as they're going down the river Indus, they reach Mohenjo-daro. And there are all these statues, the mother goddess, the priest king, the man sitting in a yoga posture, and they all come to life. And and the dancing figurine of Mohenjo-daro. And he sees the same girl in his mind, and he follows her. And through this whole thing, I actually describe the life that these people used to live from the point of view of what is dance and what are the origins of dance.